Hey everybody, Alex Cutler 247 here. Thank you guys so much for jumping on this video. Again, I am not a licensed financial advisor. This is purely for entertainment purposes, so let's get into the video. Volta charging stations. Is it the best charging station to invest in right now? Looking at the price, I believe so. If you look at the comparables to the likes of EVBox, ChargePoint, and EVgo, ChargePoint is currently around $35. EVgo is around $28, almost reaching $30, and then EVgo is around $21 to $22. I believe Volta, which is SNPR, was really lagging behind, and there's really something special to it. I believe Volta is a disruptor and an innovator for the sector, and let's go over what we're going to be covering during this video. We're going over the chart analysis, the business model, the charging station network, locations and partnerships. EV growth increases the demand for charging stations, as well as the competitor growth comparables. So let's go over the chart analysis. Look at the chart. Let's go over the first thing. On February 8th, Volta as well as Tortoise Acquisition Corp. 2, they announced the planned merger, which caused it to spike around $19. And then since the announcement, you see a steady sell off it, as you can see with indication of that green line. I believe that people just really accumulated what they wanted throughout the previous pre-LOI, where you saw SNPR was around $13 even before an announcement. And as soon as the announcement came, people sold and rotated into other investments, which I believe is kind of a mistake. Well, obviously there's different events going on, but there are other options to invest into, but they're really forgetting what they have here. Now, on February 11th, there was a great entry point where the RSI dropped to 30, and provide a good entry point right above 1450. Now you're starting to see it start to go a little more parallel, and I believe it's about to break that sell-off stride, which we could see more growth here quite soon. Now we're going to go over the business model. What makes Volta so different? What's different than the likes of ChargePoint? What's different than the likes of EVBox as well as EVgo? Well, the main thing is that Volta is going to be focusing on and targeting high traffic and high visibility premier locations, like the partners that we'll be talking to soon, so make sure to stick around. They're going to be funneling full funnel behavioral understanding and impact. They're focusing on going towards store choices, dwell time, and product choice. They're not just going to be posting a charge point just because. They want to make it so the consumer, there's a high demand for it, and there's going to be highly trafficked. There are obviously multiple revenue streams. They have contracts, 10-year contracts with the people that they have partnered with, which is huge. Contracts means that they are focused and that it's a promise that they're going to be working with the company for a long-term process. And with Volta, which is still really, it's at the beginning stages, but it's still something quite special to be in, that's a big deal. And then revenue, multiple streams of revenue for which is indexed to EV adoption. It's not always about EV adoption too. There are many other ways to do it. They're doing pay-per-use, idle fees, management services fees, so on and so forth. But again, what makes Volta so different is that they're about the entertainment vertical. They're about programmatic media, as well as national advertisers, shopper marketing, as well as local advertisers. They're going to be getting money, multiple streams of revenue from advertising. I don't see any other charging station company doing that. Looking at the current network, they have around 3,000 screens, 1,500 stations, and they have over 459 sites. You can see indicated, and they have contracted to build new stations as well as which are currently being built, and then they have a pipeline soon. So they're going to be increasing their network to up to 10,000 here in the next 3 to 4 years. Now that's not that large compared to the likes of ChargePoint, which has around 113,000 charging stations, as well as EVBox, and that they're international. They're in Europe as well as the United States. But don't write off Volta just so quickly, because they generate the most amount of revenue per station than any other competitor, especially Electrify America, which, you know, if you've been following me, I absolutely love. Volta generates around 7 times more average charging stations daily. They go over 10 hours of average use of daily use, as well as 110 minutes of average charging per session. That's a lot of money, and for a single charging station, which, as you can see, they're going to grow. They're just going to continue to get that money. Now, currently for C-store sales, there's not that big of a market right there, and because there's not that many people that have EVs that go to these stores, from the likes of Amazon Fresh, which just had a brand new brand new opening, and guess what? They have a contract with Volta. Volta has the contract with Amazon Fresh, so as Amazon starts to build up more grocery stores, Volta is going to be posting their charging stations there, as well as Giant and Whole Foods Market. Now, in order for them to generate more revenue, you have to focus on the highly trafficked areas, which Volta clearly is. Brilliant business strategy. Now, if you paid attention to the charging station, on the far left, there's a 2K to 4K screen, which allows them to generate revenue via advertising, and that's very big. Indicated by the yellow box highlighted, we're going to go straight to national advertisers. They have contracts with national advertisers for Facebook, for Netflix, Starbucks, Nestle, Anheuser-Busch, and Hulu. That's huge companies to be partnered with. That means a lot of money coming for them, and they're trying to catch the eye of the consumer. And they're going to go straight through Volta. I don't see any charging station that has the patent to be able to utilize this kind of a screen on the side of the charging stations. They also have partnerships in network development, which we just saw with Giant and Amazon Fresh. And Giant, they also have Albertsons, Walgreens, Topgolf, Whole Foods, and Stop and Shop, which are many other little pop-ups. And then OEMs, they have partnerships with the likes of Nissan, Jaguar, Polestar, Chevy, Hyundai, and Toyota. They have these partnerships. They have it built up, and they're going to grow substantially. I absolutely love this video. If you are a follower of me, this picture right here really shows, was my previous duty station at Quantico, Virginia, which I got to see the technology up front and personal, and it's really impressive. And to be able to have these government contracts with the likes of the military and military stations really shows sustainability for this company. It means that these contracts are going to make it so this company will not fold and allow them to grow substantially. Let's focus on what was said by President Joe Biden. We can own the electric vehicle market by building over 550,000 charging stations and creating over 1 million good jobs here at home. 550,000 charging stations. Volta is going to take a large chunk of that because they have those contracts and they had the advertising, which are going to kind of have a leg up for them because these advertising people are going to be pushing the others to utilize their charging stations. Electric cars will be cheaper in the next 36 months. Currently, right now, electric vehicles are really dropping their price right now. They're becoming very competitive. And many other OEMs are starting to electrify their whole line, like we just talked about. And paying attention to what we have talked about in the previous on Twitter is the fact that not only in Europe but also China and now the United States were pushing in billions of dollars. Both Europe and China put in $300 billion to build up their charging station network as well as hydrogen charging station network. Right now, the U.S. is just catching up, which means that prices are going to drop significantly as technology increases as well. So right now there's 3 pretty decently good priced electric vehicles from Tesla, which is about to drop the 2021 Tesla Model 3, which is going to decrease the price to right around $39,000. I've even seen $37,000. But also the Kia Niro as well as a Hyundai Kona Electric. Both are pretty decent in price and a solid miles per charge. It just shows that they're becoming more competitive and people are going to be purchasing electric here soon because obviously with the drop of the pipeline, gas prices are going to increase substantially here in the near future, which means that people are going to be pushing over to electric as there are more charging stations being built up. So Volta is really taking advantage of this. They're going to be going over it, and you can see, like we said, with the OEMs, people are going to be going over it. We already know about General Motors as well as Ford and Volkswagen, but Daimler's going to be electrifying their line as well as BMW. Looking in the middle, we saw Tesla. We already know about Lucid, Rivian, and NIO and Polestar as well as Canoo. All these companies are building substantially, going to build up their infrastructure, which Tesla already does, and they're going to be able to mass produce even more of their electric vehicles at a cheaper price. Now, highlighted to the right, I want to focus on this. Obviously, federal, the state, and regulatory people are focusing on us becoming more electrified. Pay attention, by 2035, there's going to be no cars that are combustible that are going to be sold in California, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. So they're going to have zero emission vehicles. which is going to really help out Volta, which has a mainstay and has a good solid network in all those locations. So we're in a $1 trillion market here for Volta, and Volta is going to take advantage of it with the data, the vehicle fueling, and media. Advertising is going to be huge for Volta because of their 4K screen on their side. They're going to be focusing on those prime locations like we talked about with Amazon, Amazon Fresh, Giant, Whole Foods, and many other locations as they continue to partner, which is going to produce this halo effect of raising consumer perception and participating brands, which is going to generate more revenue for Volta. Looking on the right, Volta versus EVBox and ChargePoint. I understand EVBox and ChargePoint have this large network of charging stations, both internationally in Europe as well as the United States. But the thing is that in order to have that large amount of charging stations, you're going to have to maintain them. And there's not that many people utilizing those charging stations, which actually gives them a negative EBITDA forecast right now. With Volta, they're really focusing on quality locations. They're generating a lot more revenue, which gives them a positive EBITDA forecast, which says that they're a healthy company. Now, I know that EVBox and ChargePoint are going to grow and going to be healthy as well, but Volta is going to generate even more revenue with what we talked about with advertising, which is the primary thing, which makes them so different. And having that large and long trafficked areas like we saw with those grocery stores. So I absolutely love Volta, and I think that you really should do even more research. I think we highlighted good things about Volta, and hopefully everything works out. So thank you guys for jumping on. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and make sure to subscribe. I hope that you guys continue to jump on in, and hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you guys so much.